Hello students, welcome in today's video lecture. Students, today we are going to discuss a very beautiful poem. A poem with great moral. A poem with great message of life. Name of the poem is The Inchcape Rock. The poem is written by a very famous poet, Robert Southey. This poem was published in 1802. This poem is based on the rule of nature, which says, as you sow, so shall you reap, which means that man will definitely get the result of his deeds, actions, good or bad, in the future. Students, Inchcape Rock is actually a ballad. Ballad means a long narrative poem which is sung for the heroes to praise their bravery and social work. आपण मराठीमध्ये पोवाडा म्हणतो. ही कविता जी आहे इंचकेप रॉक, ही कविता ॲक्च्युली एक पोवाडा आहे. This poem is the story of the 14th century attempt by the abbot of Aberbrothok to install a warning bell on the Inchcape Rock. एक पोवाडा, एक कथा जी एका मठाधिपतीनं समुद्रामधल्या खडकापासून लोकांना सावध करण्यासाठी एक मोठी घंटा बांधली की जिचा नाद ऐकून येणाऱ्या प्रवाशांना, खलाशांना बाजूला असणाऱ्या, समोर असणाऱ्या खडकाबद्दल माहिती होईल, अशी ही बेल. आणि तो खडक, समुद्रामधला तो खडक, तो म्हणजे इंचकेप रॉक. स्टुडंट्स, बिफोर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट द पोएम, it is important to know the concept, that is Inchcape Rock. What is the Inchcape Rock actually? You know the word rock, khadak. The Inchcape, the rock which name is Inchcape, a specific proper noun, Inchcape Rock, is a perilous reef. Perilous, very horrible, dangerous. And reef is a rock laying beneath the surface of the water. काय आहे इंचकेप रॉक? तर एक खडक आहे समुद्रामध्ये, पाण्यामध्ये असलेला खडक, की ज्याचा पृष्ठभाग जेमतेम पाण्याच्या वरती आहे. आणि समुद्रामध्ये मोठाच्या मोठा खडक, त्याचा थोडासा पृष्ठभाग समुद्राच्या वरती. सो it is a perilous reef off the east coast of Angus, Scotland, near the mouth of the river Tay. In the map you can see the Angus, the Scotland. स्कॉटलंड पासून, समुद्रकिनाऱ्यापासून स्कॉटलंडच्या काही अंतरावरच, अगदी 16-18 किलोमीटर अंतरावरती समुद्रामध्ये, पाण्यामध्ये असणारा हा खडक इंचकेप. इट्स नेम इज इंचकेप. It's very dreadful, very huge, big kind of rock. That is Inchcape Rock. Now, again, before going to discuss the poem, it is important to understand the background of the poem. Students, the rock would just protrude for a few inches above the surface of the sea in low tide. You know, high tide, low tide. Low tide, ओहोटी. हाय टाईड, भरती. तुम्हाला हे कन्सेप्ट्स माहिती आहेत, तुम्ही जिओग्राफीमध्ये स्टडी केलेल्या आहेत. समुद्राला भरती येते आणि ओहोट येते असते. तर भरतीच्या वेळी जेव्हा पाण्याची पातळी उंचावलेली असते, ॲट दॅट टाईम दॅट रॉक इज टोटली कव्हर्ड विथ सी वॉटर. अँड व्हेन दॅर इज लो टाईड, समुद्राची पातळी पाण्याची थोडी खाली गेलेली, तेव्हा त्या खडकाचा काही भाग वरती उघडा पडतो, दिसतो. That is high tide and low tide, and the rock, whether it is covered with water or not. Many ships had been wrecked, destructed, sunk, or break, means destroyed by this Inchcape rock when they mistakenly struck it when it was covered with the water. It was covered with sea water. जेव्हा जेव्हा समुद्राला भरती आलेली असते, पाण्याची पातळी उंचावलेली असते, तेव्हा हा इंचकेप रॉक पूर्णपणे पाण्यानं झाकला गेलेला असतो. आणि मग तो समुद्रामध्ये प्रवास करणाऱ्या खलाशांना जर नाही दिसला, त्याचा अंदाज त्यांना नाही आला, तर काही अशा पण घटना घडलेल्या आहेत की दॅट शिप or that whatever the ship boat is sailing through the water, it struck to the rock. त्या मोठ्याच्या मोठ्या महाकाय खडकाला पाण्यामध्ये ते जहाज धडकलेलं आहे आणि खूपदा असे अपघात घडलेले आहेत. सो मेनी शिप्स हॅड बीन ब्रोकन or wrecked. Now students, again one important thing about the poem related to the background of the poem. In the 14th century, an abbot, the head of monastery, मठ, तुम्ही शब्द ऐकला असेल मठ, तर त्या मठाचा प्रमुख, मठाधिपती म्हणूयात आपण त्याला. इट इज कॉल्ड ॲज abbot. The person who is head of the monastery is called as abbot, मठाधिपती. So in the 14th century, an abbot from Aberbrothock, it is a name of the place in nearby Angus, tied a bell to the Inchcape rock to warn the passing ships of the danger due to huge perilous rock. Now this person, abbot, he was very kind person, generous person. So for the sake of society, for the sake of people, for their welfare, he did one important task. What did he do? He tied a bell to the Inchcape rock. Now in the next part of the poem we will discuss what is actually that bell and all that, but you just try to understand that this abbot of Aberbrothock, he tied a bell to the Inchcape rock to warn the passing ships of the danger due to the huge perilous rock. त्या मोठ्याच्या मोठ्या महाकाय खडकापासून समुद्रामध्ये येणाऱ्या वेगळ्या वेगळ्या खलाशांना, प्रवाशांना सजग करण्यासाठी, सावध करण्यासाठी त्या खडकापासून या मठाधिपतींनी त्या समुद्रामध्ये त्या खडकाजवळ एक घंटा बांधली लाकडावरती. जेव्हा पाण्याची पातळी उंचावेल तेव्हा ते लाकूड, मोठं महाकाय अवाढव्य लाकूड पाण्यावर तरंगेल आणि त्याला बांधलेली बेल हेलकाव्यांमुळे आवाज करेल, घंटानाद करेल आणि आपोआपच येणाऱ्या समुद्रातील प्रवाशांना त्या घंटानादमुळे त्या ठिकाणी तो इंचकॅप रॉक आहे हे कळेल. अशा प्रकारे त्यानं ती बेल तिथे बांधली होती. Now this is the background of the poem. Now let us know something about the writer. Poet, writer of this poem, Robert Southey. He is a very famous, well-known English poet. Robert Southey was born in Bristol, England. He was the son of Draper, educated at Westminster School and Balliol College, Oxford. He is very famous for his poems. Some of his short poems, like The Scholar, The Ballad of Blenheim, The Inchcape Rock, these are some famous poems which are very famous among the school children. Robert Southey's literary ballad, The Inchcape Rock, was written between 1796 to 8 and published in 1802. It is based on this legendary Inchcape Rock. Now, students, before going to discuss the poem, let us recite the poem. Let us read the poem.
The Inchcape Rock by Robert Southey. No stir in the air, no stir in the sea. The ship was still as she could be. Her sails from heaven received no motion. Her keel was steady in the ocean. Without either sign or sound of their shock, the waves flowed over the Inchcape Rock. So little they rose, so little they fell. They did not move the Inchcape bell. The abbot of Aberbrothock had placed that bell on the Inchcape Rock. On a buoy in the storm it floated and swung, and over the waves its warning rung. When the rock was hid by the surge's swell, the mariners heard the warning bell, and then they knew the perilous rock, and blessed the abbot of Aberbrothock. The sun in the heaven was shining gay. All things were joyful on that day. The seabirds screamed as they wheeled round, and there was joyance in their sound. The buoy of the Inchcape bell was seen, a darker speck on the ocean green. Sir Ralph the Rover walked his deck, and fixed his eye on the darker speck. He felt the cheering power of spring. It made him whistle, it made him sing. His heart was mirthful to excess, but the rover's mirth was wickedness. His eye was on the Inchcape float. Quoth he, "My men, put out the boat, and row me to the Inchcape Rock, and I'll plague the abbot of Aberbrothock." The boat is lowered, the boatmen row, and to the Inchcape Rock they go. Sir Ralph bent over from the boat, and he cut the bell from the Inchcape float. Down sank the bell with a gurgling sound. The bubbles rose and burst around. Quoth Sir Ralph, "The next who comes to the rock won't bless the abbot of Aberbrothock." Sir Ralph the Rover sailed away. He scoured the seas for many a day, and now grown rich with plundered store, he steers his course for Scotland's shore. So thick a haze o'erspreads the sky, they cannot see the sun on high. The wind hath blown a gale all day, at evening it had died away. On the deck the Rover takes his stand, so dark it is, they see no land. Quoth Sir Ralph, "It will be lighter soon, for there is the dawn of the rising moon." "Canst hear," said one, "the breakers roar? For methinks we should be near the shore. Now, where we are I cannot tell, but I wish we could hear the Inchcape bell." They hear no sound. The swell is strong. Though the wind hath fallen, they drift along, till the vessel strikes with a shivering shock. "Oh Christ, it's the Inchcape Rock!" Sir Ralph the Rover tore his hair. He cursed himself in his despair. The waves rush in on every side. The ship is sinking beneath the tide. But even in his dying fear, one dreadful sound could the rover hear, a sound as if, with the Inchcape bell, the devil below was ringing his knell.